up, you guys? This is Rob from Guy Plays, and today on Dress to Kill, we'll be taking a closer look at Inaros' Ramses skin. Now, as always, I'm going to show you guys a couple different looks. We'll be taking a look at the Khopesh longsword skin that came along with the bundle, as well as the Scarab Sayandana, and because it is always requested by you guys, we're going to go ahead and take a look at how the skin works with different helmets, and how the helmet works with different skins. So without ado, let's get dressed. So before we jump in, can we talk about how absolutely amazing this skin looks? Not even the fact that we got literally blindsided by this, because DE has been spoiling all of the concept art for all of the different kind of like deluxe skins that are coming out. So when this kind of like hit my email earlier this week, I was like, wait a second, there's an Inaros deluxe skin coming out? And of course, we didn't get any images for that until this dropped today, and I was like, what is going on? We literally have Robo Inaros, and it kind of fixes all of the issues that some of the other skin had. A lot of people were like not a fan of the dog nipples, and some people were just not into the toes. However, can I just point out one of the things that I'm super into right now are the fingers themselves. They almost look like scorpion tails. I was like, what is going on here? So that mixed in with all of the freaking like rocket powered jetpack things that I guess kind of go along with the sand theme when he like turns into a big old sandstorm. Maybe this is how he just keeps up in the air the entire time, because last time it was just the mystical forces of the earth, but now apparently he's rocket powered, so that's how he stays up there. Regardless, I think it's super cool, and it has a mix of metallics in there. I'll be honest with you, it's not necessarily my favorite mix. There's like some brushed metallic, which is really matte, and then there's some more of this slightly less brushed metallic that lives on the accents. Regardless, for this very first look, I actually kind of wanted to do a take on my classic Inaros, which is gray and purple, but because of the fact that I felt like the skin is very muted, and that's something that you guys will find as you are customizing, that you really need to push colors in order to make this bright and poppy, if that's what you're looking to do, that I felt like I wanted to toss a little bit more color in there. That's why we went ahead and went with a little bit of teal to mix in with that. Now, as you guys can see, this skin has a lot of amazing detailing on it, so I did want to show it to you guys without any armor sets. However, I will say that I do have a couple favorites for these ones, and you'll be seeing a lot of armor sets being used in this. Now, I don't like a ton of armor sets in this, but there are some that just fit this absolutely perfectly, one of which is the Prisma Nabris. I absolutely love the way that it just kind of fits in. I do have a little bit of a word of warning for you guys though, because of the fact that the textures on the skin itself are very unique. It's not really something that we have too much of in game, such a matte metallic and then like this like slightly shinier brushed metallic on there, that you might have to tweak the colors on your accessories just a little bit. I definitely had to with the things that I was working on, but Prisma Nabris just kind of fits with this. It's a little bit futuristic. It does have some of these like pointy bits that go along with there, so it feels like it blends into the skin really well. And then for the Sayandana, the one that I'm actually going along with, I'm really fond of, and that's the Corona Sayandana, because listen, we got jetpacks on jetpacks, so we might as well have more energy effects, right? Sure, why not? So let's go ahead and jump into the next look. Now, the skin itself is named after an Egyptian pharaoh, so I figured why not go ahead and embrace all of the glistening gold that is found in an Egyptian sarcophagus. And I mean, it kind of makes sense. It's this big box that we toss a godlike creature into to create a new life and ascend, so I felt like it was totally fitting. So as you can see right here, we are rocking that rose gold. However, I did drop it down a level because, as you guys know, this kind of washes it out, all of that mattified texture, so I had to kind of like amp it up just a little bit. Then I went in with a little bit of a teal to kind of reflect some of those teal colors that you would find, and accent it out with a little bit of a warm like reddish brown. Now, I also kind of wanted to go ahead and pull in a little bit of the mythology, so as you can see here, we have the Pyroprime Sayandana, because I felt it almost looked a little bit raw like, so I'm like, listen, listen, we need to praise the sun right here. We're gonna bring that sun god down earth, especially because they've got all of these fiery jets. So I'm like, listen, you got fiery jets, I can add some fire in. Let's just do this whole thing real big. It is a little bit over the top for me, but I feel like it embraces the theme quite well. And for our final look, I really wanted to incorporate some form of bronze, so I actually grabbed that Egyptian kind of teal again and paired it up with some sandy tones so it just wasn't too over the top and really let that bronze pop. Now, I also want to point out that we use the Atavis Prime armor set, which I'm really fond of on this one. However, a great alternative to that, just in case you wanted to play around with some more energy effects, because this thing does have rockets, and we do want to make sure that those rockets stay powered, you can actually go ahead and use the Ito Prime set as well, which equally looks pretty fucking badass and just kind of like feeds in to the whole kind of like robot theme, right? Just in case you wanted to do that and mix it up just a little bit, that is definitely another option for you guys to play around with. And hell, you know what? Sometimes you want to go crazy with the energy effects, so I say, why the hell not? Now, in addition to Inaros' Ramses skin, which you can pick up for 150 plat on its own, if you decide to invest in the Deluxe Collection bundle, what you'll actually get is 2 exclusive skins. One, which is the Khopesh skin that works on all longswords, so think the Dakra Prime and Broken War, and you also get the Scarab Syandana on top of that. So, let's go ahead and jump into those two, and as you can see right here, the Khopesh actually looks pretty goddamn good. Now, I'm not going to talk about the historical accuracy of this because, as you know, Rob struggles to just kind of like put sentences together and remember how to say names of things. This I think looks pretty goddamn good. The only thing that really bugs me about this, and this is the same thing as the Syandana, is the textures just do not match up to the rest of the skin. That is definitely one of my biggest complaints about all of this, because the metallics in this are super shiny, which don't quite line up with the matte textures of the main color and the kind of like brushed metallics on the rest of it. So part of me is kind of like, it's hard to match these things, and I'm going to be completely honest with you, I've actually had to dig into different colors to kind of replicate what the matte textures look like. Otherwise, I think it's a great skin. I love the fact that there's some kind of like room right here. It's kind of like not complete. I won't say it's not completely attached. It's got like a little bit of an air hole there. I love the shape of it. It looks really unique, and I love how it's kind of got these spigots in there. However, I do wish that they were shooting out flames very similarly to the jets found on Inaros. I'm looking for continuity, right? Now, when it comes to the Scarab Syandana, I actually don't completely hate this. I know a lot of you guys think that kind of like I take the piss out of like DE Syandanas all of the time, but I don't actually think this is all that bad. I hate the jelliness, but it's not as jelly as other jellies. I wish it was a little bit shorter, but then again, that kind of might lay oddly with the tail section. Not that it's not laying oddly with the tail section already, but it's not bad. I love the fact that it's kind of layered and it goes along with all of the layeredness of the rest of the skin, but I'm looking at it and it will never stop looking like one of Wukong's helmets attached to the back of Inaros. So probably not going to end up using this one, but it's nice to kind of like have in your own collection. Alrighty, so to close things out, I figured we would go ahead and take a look at how the skin works with different helmets and the helmet works with different skins. So let's just go with the base helmet, which I really just can't stand. I don't know, I feel like it just looks really odd, and in this case, it looks extremely odd, and the main reason here is because the textures just don't match up. Now, don't get me wrong, I think that it might be passable because this texture right here kind of matches the face of it, but because of the fact that there is no other metallics on this, it kind of makes that orange jump out a little too much. And because of the fact that this skin tends to mute down a lot of the colors that are on it, you can definitely see the contrast because it is like a bright orange up here and it is like a soft bronze down here. So that's definitely a no. It's a little less noticeable on the Anubis skin. I mean, you can kind of tell here on those areas, but if you're careful with your color placement, you could probably make this work. This one isn't actually all that terrible and really looks like a space dog. Now the canopic. Ooh, there's a lot of that accent tone on there, and because of the fact that there's no metallic, it really is kind of paying for it. However, some of the softer details, kind of mimic some of the circular details that are in the actual skin itself, so that's kind of a little bit of a bummer. If you want to make this work, I'm sure that you can adjust some colors to do so. Now here we've got the Tenogen Horus helmet, and I have to say, that's not half bad. That's not half bad, but again, because these metallics are so shiny and these metallics are so like toned down, doesn't quite work. But I mean, like I said, you could make it work. And of course, we have the Ramses helmet just straight out of the gate. Of course, it's perfectly fine. So let's back out of that and let's just take a look at these skins that we currently have available. With the normal Inaros skin, definitely does not work. As you can see, the contrast in textures just makes it look a little crazy. And the Horus skin itself, I think it's a hard sell. I'm gonna be honest, trying to make that helmet work on this, you'd have to really find colors that kind of blend the two of them together. Personally, I feel like I would rather use the Horus skin with the Horus helmet and the Ramses skin with the Ramses helmet. But that's just me being a fuddy-duddy. You guys can get creative as much as you want with your own skins. Personally, this is how I'm gonna keep it though. So that about does it for this installment. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know, number one, if you guys were surprised as all hell to see an Inaros skin get dropped, because I was. I got the email and I was like, wait, what? We haven't heard about this anywhere. Y'all been keeping this one under wraps. Because I was shocked. I was like waiting for the Ninja skin to come out and I was like, hey, you just had to blindside us with this one. Let me know how you're feeling. Do you prefer the old toes or do you like the new toes? Are you into the dog nipples or are you glad they're gone? Toss all of your feelings on that in the comment section below. And that about does it for me for now. We're gonna pretend that sentence didn't happen. So as always, love somebody, hurt nobody, and touch where your dog nipples should be. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!